I am so excited. Like when I tell you, I just ask God to bring people into my life and allow me to share my story or whatever knowledge He's put inside of me. Like I don't do any promo. I just let God do my promo and let my light shine. And whoever's drawn to it, I'm like, all right, cool. This is my space to open up.
All right, here we go.
Every day and night we doing something special. No, we doing something special. Yeah, yeah. Every day and night we doing something special. Hey, hey.
Welcome to Urban Sands Podcast, where we dive into the journeys of entrepreneurs and pioneers who are building their legacies in foreign lands and redefining success in their homelands. This is a safe space where we uncover the unseen struggles, the relentless drive, and the untold sacrifices of the risk takers of shaping industries across borders and inside their home territories. Every grain of sand has a story to tell, and today we are here with our next guest to share theirs. Please welcome the soft life strategist, a person who is vulnerable in the constant style of state of mind of growth, the purpose connector, the love connector, the hip hop MC, the master communicator, and the founder supporter of the Women's Society, Miss Keya.
Hey, thank you so much. I love that. Like you just put so much energy into my spirit by recognizing me that way. Thank you.
We all need to be recognized, especially when we're doing good work. Goodness needs more sun on it than it already brings. How you feeling today?
Oh, I feel amazing. How about yourself?
I am filled with gratitude and ready to roll. Are you ready to drop these gems and answer these questions on Urban Sands?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. Describe yourself as an entrepreneur, then as a person.
So, I would say, as an entrepreneur, I am a woman who wants to help other women learn how to have a stress free, fun filled life. I aim to amplify God's just his light amongst the world. And I want everybody to be in love and connection together and happy while they're in a commitment.
So where does Key as the person fall into that?
Ooh, that's a deep question. So I, as a person, fall into that. Not growing up in a very healthy and functional household, and wanting to have a very cohesive household, I went on a journey of learning what works in relationships, what doesn't, and what can help me live my best life while encouraging the man in my life to be his best self for the both of us.
That's a beautiful answer, and thank you for sharing that with us. Let's dive a little deeper into that right there, unless you want to stay shallow for the moment, but I really got a good question for you.
Yeah, let's go.
Give us a story where you realized that the love that you learned wasn't the same love that is required in the world for progress.
Ooh, that is a great question. Um, I will say that I just saw people in my community, mostly women, because I grew up in a neighborhood that had mostly single women. I would say it was like 30 houses on the block, and it really wasn't any men in any of those houses. And just by observing what was going on, yes, the kids were running around, they were fed, they were happy, but there was this tension amongst the mothers. Like she wasn't settled. She was either really tired or like yelling. And I'm just like, okay, like I don't want that. So how can I learn to be better for myself so I don't have to experience this type of life, right? Shout out to all the single moms. Thank you for doing what you do. I don't blame you for anything that's going on. This is just my observation of the environment that I grew up in. Um, and then just seeing the connection between the moms and the dads, if they were around, it was always just tension, like there wasn't enough, they needed more. And I don't know if the man was capable or if he just, I don't know if he ever signed up to be a father. I don't know any of those things, but I just knew like that dynamic I did not want to have.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. I think we were at war and didn't know it. So many of us are results of an attack on our community and things that was pressure for us to divide. At the end, it was our own decisions to make these decisions. So right then and there, you said that you saw that, but when did you recognize it in the future to say, hey, I know I practiced not to have this, but when did it hit you that you needed to apply it? Because what I'm asking is, love is such a huge word. It involves caring, it involves respect, it involves toxic for some people, it involves money transactions. There are different ways that people learn about love, and then you go about life and you realize that some of those things are not even included in what love really is, and then you learn to omit certain things and you learn to require certain things. So when did Keya herself realize, hey, I seen this, but now now I'm experiencing this, and this is something different that I totally want to be a part of my story?
All right, yeah. I would say I think I was right before 30. I was in a committed relationship. I thought I was in a committed relationship with someone. And it ended up not being honest on his part. He was still entertaining other women and things of that nature. And I was like, okay, this is not cool. I don't like this. What is living inside of me that made me chose a person like this?
Mm.
Do I need to let go of in order to either attract better, pick better, or whatever? But this is not working. And then, of course, pandemic happened, panorama, whatever you want to call it, happened. And everybody was alone and just pondering life and what's important and what's not important. And I was a travel nurse at the time, so I had a lot of time to think. I wasn't at home like everyone else. I was still working. So I got to see a lot of those people. Unfortunately, I saw a lot of fast. And I saw just families like not able to see each other. And I thought about it like, okay, if it was the end of my life, who do I want to be in my corner? And like, what do I need to do to have that type of relationship that I see over there? Because they look like they're really, really happy. Okay, cool. What do I need to read? What do I need to do? And then randomly, Kevin Samuels popped up and he was talking to this young woman who was in her 30s who wanted to be a wife and things. And she was a nurse. And he asked her, well, like, what's going on? Where are you? Who are you dating? Who are you around? What do you want to do? And he was like, you have to like make these decisions quickly. So I guess around this time I was probably 32 and I was like, okay, I can hear some merit to what he's saying. Don't like the tone, but let me see what I can learn from this and go off on my own femininity journey. And so I was just like, all right, cool. Like, let me see what works in other communities or other households and try to apply that to my life and see how it works. And I can say that after that, and like taking countless courses and reading books and listening to God's advice for me on things to do, I can say that I'm in a very happy, healthy relationship.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. In terms of community and looking at other communities, did you learn it? When did you learn that it was a habitat, not a community?
Oh my goodness. I went to Italy. When I tell you I went to Italy and I was out there by myself, I think I did like a 3 week trip in Europe and I was just kind of like observing different communities and just like, okay, this is how they do this here. Everybody seems so happy. I don't hear anybody yelling at anybody. Everybody's just calm, chill. They might be like more passionate, but it's not like arguments. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what are they doing? Like, I need to know what's going on here because that's the type of life that I want to live. I don't want it to be like that. There's this Kendrick Lamar song on one of the albums, and they're just going back and forth, F you, F you, F you. And it's like all of this passion, but it's just raw anger and just disrespect, and then like turn to a toxic cycle. And I was like, I don't want that. I've heard that. That doesn't make me feel good. So I would say like just traveling to other countries, for long story short, traveling to other countries and seeing how they interact with one another, even if it is like some sort of disagreement. I've never seen it to be like disrespect.
Yeah, some of our habitats we do lead with disrespect and lead with a lot of violence. And that was a great music video by Kendrick Lamar, by the way. They had the whole thing played out in one take. I thought it was awesome. I can't remember the name of the song myself at this current moment. So here
We
we
cried
are.
together. We cried together. We cried, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I remember those highlights. I just don't know the exact name of the song. Here we are. We're moving through our transitions, and you understand now what love is a little bit because we still got much more to go. Where are you with the term happiness?
Hmm. I believe happiness is an inside job. Like nobody can make me happy but me. It is up to me to regulate my emotions. Even if there are negative emotions coming towards me, I choose every day with intention that I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to be happy. I am going to be content with the life that I have. And if there's anything in my life that I want that's more than what I have, I am willing to make that happen. I don't sit and be like, oh, why is this happening? No, what do I need to do to get that? Who do I need to become to have that sort of lifestyle? And then like engineer it on like how I can enjoy it.
You know what's interesting about the things you're saying right now? When did you learn this level of accountability? Because it's widely spread on a generic level that women don't have accountability.
I do understand where that comes from. When I tell you, I have said things like this to guys I was dating before my man, and they would be like, "Whoa, whoa, where'd you learn this from?" And I would say I probably learned it growing up. Like I said, I was born of a single mother. I have siblings that are like 18 years older than me, and they all grew up together. So when somebody broke something, they could blame it on each other, and my mom would, make sure everybody got dealt with. But with me, it was like, okay, if she didn't break the vase, who broke the vase? I broke the vase. So I called her at work. Hey, mommy, before you come home, I just want you to know I broke the vase. She was like, all right, cool, and then we move on.
I understand that. I understand that totally. See, that's the thing. But that is an anomaly because when you watch internet and all these other things and interact with people, not just women, many
Right.
people don't have accountability. Many. I'm not pigeon-toeing women not having accountability. What I'm saying is many people don't have accountability. So for you to have that attribute, could I hear a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self trust to go at yourself first instead of blaming the situation, and we commend that. How do you measure success now that you've compared it to when you first started?
Oof, success is so different. Like before, when I thought about what success meant to the world, I thought it meant like money, cars, clothes, all a brother knows. You know the line that. But now it's like, no, am I happy with what I have? Am I content in my life? Am I thankful to have breath every day? Because I have unfortunately seen a lot of people transition, even before the pandemic. Um, and it's just like, okay, am I loving on the people that love on me? Am I entertaining people that love on me? Am I getting rid of the people that don't add happiness and joy and excitement and like fun to my life? Like, am I literally controlling my entire environment? Am I watching what I watch? Am I watching what I'm listening to? So, like, success to me is making sure that I let everything in my life that's going to allow me to go to the next level, and the things that are not going to help me get there, I don't entertain those things anymore. And that comes with a self accountability on, like I said, what I listen to, what I watch, what conversations I entertain, what, like it's an entire like environmental shift, even if you're not moving from a specific place. It's like a mindset shift.
Absolutely. When you're a child, you take in all information. If the custodian people over you don't render some of that information away from you, you're just taking in all this information. You take on all these different personalities. And thank you for sharing that with me. You said you were a traveling nurse, so you've seen many things. And throughout that, where do you go to flush that energy? Because I see doctors, firemen, traveling nurses, therapists, they have this ability to take everyone's energy and filter it out. But where do you guys filter it to in your perspective from what you do?
Well, for me, I love music and I love to dance. I love singing too. So for me, like I'll take that energy if I need to go if I need to go in the medicine room and like just spaz out real quick about something that happened with the patient, I'll
Mhm.
do that and I'll turn it into a song, you know? Like, and I'll just get it out. I can't say the word, but Amanda Seales had this song, "It's got me effed up.
Yeah.
Ooh, they got me effed up. Not today, not the one." Like I'll do something like that and just be
Mm,
like, "Woo," and like get it out real quick and then go back and do what I need to do. But now that I am, I would say, more mature and more self-aware, I understand that that person and their energy, they don't know me. So they're not, it's not really geared towards me. It's
right.
just a projection of whatever they're going through. So yeah, they're yelling right now. They're not yelling at me. They you don't know me. And who are you yelling at me? I'm not even gonna take that personal. You know what I mean? So I think it's just like some people like to exercise. Some people, I lived in California mostly when I was travel nursing. So some people like to go to the beach. I just know when I clock in, I'm there for 12 hours and I'm going to have to deal with whatever I'm going to have to deal with in that time frame. And if I need to vent to someone at work or if I need to go in the med room or go in the bathroom and do a little dance and like, Harlem shake it out, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to shake it off me.
Right. Let's take it back real quick because I think that's great that you had music involved and that you're able to spin that energy off. First, let me acknowledge that strength, right? To say, hey, someone died today. Hey, someone got some bad news today. Hey, this happened in the medical. I can't believe all this is happening. And you can turn around and do a Diana Ross spin and that energy comes off you. That's amazing, right? Wave your rollies in the sky, wave them side to side. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can really just take that energy and just give it away back to the universe. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, because I believe that whatever situation that I'm in, especially when it comes to being, amongst people who have cancer or whatever's going on, I get to observe all of these different dynamics of life, and I don't have to pay for that viewership. I don't have to go to any type of movie. I just have to show up at work and be in a clear space. I learn a lot from other people and the way they interact with each other. So I know at the end of my days or at the end of my mother's days or whoever's days, whenever that comes, I don't want to be in a place where I'm like, oh, I didn't talk to them for 20 years and now I
Mm.
got to be bossing up and trying to get all this water. And no, like some of the people, you can't treat your staff bad just because you were not engaged in that life. So I know at the end of the day, I want my family and my children, my future children, whatever, to be at my bedside. Who do I need to become to connect with them? Because the relationship, the actual relationship, is more important than the title. And people forget that every day.
You recognize mortality at an early age. Most of us don't start hitting mortality till we broken ligament or get older or something hits us. And what has that done for your gratitude level? I know you're great. I know you're grateful, but how far has it bring to gratitude now that you recognize mortality so early and that you function differently in terms of, for example, there are people out there who say, "I hate my parents, so I stop talking to them. No matter what, I'm still gonna be angry." And you say to them, "What if they die tomorrow?" They're like, "Nah, I'll be okay." Some people may be okay, but the majority, we're thinking about, we're talking Kevin Samuels. We're talking the majority who put on that front usually are the biggest criers at the funeral. What do you say? What has it done for your gratitude level and seeing that mortality in real time?
Every day I am just so thankful to be alive. I make sure that I communicate with my family genuinely, even if we have discourse. I just let it be known, like, okay, Kia, are you trying to force your opinion on someone? And if you are, what is that doing? Are you actually creating connection or are you trying to be right? Because if you're trying to be right, that's not going to help the connection. And at the end of the day, I'm all about connection. I want everybody to leave my presence with a positive experience. Even if it is discourse, I need them to know that I love them and I respect them and I honor their word. And I also want them to do that for me too. So it makes me more cognizant about what I'm going to say, the impression that I'm going to leave, because anybody could be hit by a bus tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like anything could happen at any time and we just don't know. So I want to make sure that every interaction I leave is on a positive note.
I understand that totally. And for those listening right now, I hope you fix those relationships because even in wartime, that's when men really get recognized. Like men who have always done good, people run to the things that are good. People run to the women who are good in wartime. And I want to speak from this preference. I want to go back in the beginning of your story. You said it's about 30 homes. So it's about 30 women who had whatever number of children. What did you realize was a commonality between those women, both positive and good, that you took from them in terms of their choices?
Positive, I will say that they did what they needed to do to take care of their children. Like all of the kids were fed, everybody looked good. Um, I would say that they kept themselves up too, which was really nice. Um, loving, very caring, doting when they could be, also very strict because they didn't have a disciplinarian around. So
Hmm.
I learned that like if you're going to be both parents, you have to know how to be both parents. But like, um, I would say that I wish a lot of them understood like you can still do it in a feminine way. Um, what else positive? It was just a lot of love. Like everybody, there was food on the table. Nobody went hungry. It wasn't any of that. It was just like you could see that they were tired.
Hmm.
Yeah. And maybe easily irritable because like they wanted to do the nurturing, but then they also had to go to work, but they're just pulled in all these different places. Yeah.
What do you think their accountability level was? You think it was anywhere near yours, or did you see a lot of reflecting on what circumstances they live in when they may have had conversations around children they shouldn't have?
See, I'm trying to think because I don't really remember anybody like speaking ill about like
That's
fathers or anything like
that's a
that.
great community.
It was more so that I would say for myself,
No,
I learned some things just by like the interactions with people coming in and out of my life. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you're not cutting me off. I think it's a great thing that children were not involved in adult activities. There was so much going on. There could be. I don't. I don't prescribe to blame on either side because I feel like now that I have more information as an adult, I understand that we were under attack. It was warfare on us, and these are the results to make a group of kids more emotional, more primed to the prison pipeline. make our women decide about security over the man they had, and make men leave and still try to find intimacy and make mistakes over lack of community and understanding. And then we do have our rotten apples. We got them. We have our rotten apples, and then we do have our heroes who got treated like rotten apples because of the rotten apples. So,
Right, right.
and then, but
Yeah.
I can't usually, I don't answer for women. So I want to ask you some women questions, and I want to get my audience to hear this, especially the men. Tell me about the mother-daughter relationship inside our community.
I thankfully had a wonderful mother-daughter relationship. Thankfully, because I've heard some stories where there's lots of jealousy. Um,
Oh, we want to hear yours, and we want to hear the
okay.
stories. So this way we have a well-rounded perspective, because the mother-daughter relationship is something that's not talked about as much, especially in our community. And I would love to touch upon that, but I can't give an opinion about it. I can only listen.
Right. So I will say for me, like I look exactly like my mom. Like that's my twin. She looks like my grandma. We all look alike.
Hey.
Um, and I will say that I had a good relationship with her. Um, and I think honestly, when I was 7, my brother, he was about 24 and I was 7, he committed suicide. And it derailed our family. And my mother ended up, she found him. She went on drugs for a little bit. She got clean. And so I want to say around, she's been clean since 2001. So it's been many, many years, 20 plus years. Um, but I will say that we were friends. Like I got to see her transition her whole life, even staying in the same house that she had been in for decades. She stopped hanging around certain people. She went to Narcotics Anonymous programs. And so she was very vulnerable with me about the things that she was going through. And I would also go to those programs with her sometimes and make friends with the people. So then I got to see like the whole drug addict lifestyle. And it was like, that's not cool. Gross. I don't mean to, but like, okay, no, like here's another avenue of life I get to see where I can be like, that's not for me either. Um, so we have a really good relationship. I know her as a woman. So there's a lot of expectations that I don't have of her as a mother because I know her as a woman. Now, I will say a lot of people don't know their parents as humans. And so they just have this idea of what a mother or what a father looks like, and they hold them to these standards. And it's like, that's not her. Like, do you know this person in front of you? Because now that we're old enough, we can ask these questions and get to know these people as people. And be, hey, girl, come on, let's sit down and talk. Let's do this. Hey, dad, la da da. So I have a good relationship in that aspect with her. We're very honest with each other. She's very blunt. I'm like iOS 19. I'm blunt with kindness. She was just blunt. So I guess that helped me get tough skin too and just say what I need to say. Now I will say with some other people that I know, parents, their mother was like jealous of them. And so, oh, one of my friends, she was saying that when she started to develop, she developed when I say develop, I mean like grow into a womanly body very early. And the mom would accuse her of being fast when it's like, no, you're kind of controlling the clothing. How about you go help her find some clothes that look better for her? Because of course you're a young girl, you want to dress like everybody else, and Abercrombie and Fitch and all that other stuff. It was popular, limited to was popular back in the day. So therefore very frail, thin frames. But if you got curves and you trying to wear a skirt that this big, it's gonna look crazy. And
Mm,
people are have attention. You're gonna have attention drawn to you because of your shape. And she would just like body shame her all the time. And like when I heard that we were older, I was like, all she had to do was take you to the store, like, and help you find appropriate clothing. Like this is
mm,
crazy. Or I've heard of some women who are going to get married and all those things, and like the mom might be jealous that she has a man, and because that mother never had like a good man in her life, she's like throwing shade and trying to break up that marriage
mm,
subconsciously because it's like, I don't want you to do better than me, which is absolutely wild to me. Like my mom always wants me to do better than her. Like I just don't understand where this jealousy comes from. But psychologically, there might be some arrested development where like a mother might be still stuck in her early years and not realize like, no, like you're the mom, this is your daughter, and like you're raising her to have a better living than you. So it's very interesting. It can get very, very dark. I don't know if your viewers have ever seen the movie Precious. Like some of those things in that movie, and that movie is a real thing. It really happens. And I'm thanking God that I didn't have that type of relationship with my mom.
yeah, that's a real thing. It does happen. If you haven't seen Precious, make sure you go check it out. I want to kind of unpack some of the things you said because I was thinking to myself earlier when you were speaking about being a traveling nurse and not wasting time with relationships with people. I too had similarities with that recently. Whenever friends call from past, I make sure I contact back right away because I too have experienced a suicide in real time. I've also experienced missing a phone call, and another person committing suicide after the phone call. So these things are intersectionality with how our minds work. So I would love to dive into that spectrum to just give people the inertia of understanding how important time and not holding grudges for yourself really go. And another thing you said is I wrote a book a few years ago and it talked about interviewing your parents. It was called 10 Most Effective Ways to Reignite Self Love. And the book was about, self love. But the first thing is to interview your parents because you don't know who they were before they had you. They had dreams, they had hopes, they had ambitions. Some of them had to put that stuff to the side. And that could be where some of the anger may come from because now realizing their mortality and the abundance of time that they don't have anymore because they sacrifice everything for a child to possibly grow and live their own life could lead to some anger issues or miscommunications. So let me dive back into the suicide part. I'm sorry to hear about your brother.
Thank you.
And I know that's a lot to deal with constantly. I have a cousin who lost her brother the same way and through a tragic suicide, accidental suicide. As you move through that space, how is your spiritual energy when it comes to guidance? Do you sometimes hear or feel anything from your brother? Do you sometimes look left or right and say, yeah, that's him taking care of me? Do you have any connection with that in terms of that aspect?
Yeah. My mom used to love butterfly. Well, she loves butterflies.
Mm.
Um, and random, like I think we were out one time and it was a butterfly that came like super close to us, and it was just like, oh, like okay, you're here, hey. So if ever I see like a butterfly like lingering close, I'm just like, hey, bro, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you. So that's how we experience him. Um, and I would say like I was very young when I lost him, so we used to play video games. It was like so cool, and we
Mm-hmm.
played Sega because I had Sega,
Yeah.
and I'm not that old, but they left the Sega, so I played the Sega
Yeah,
too.
it's okay.
So like Sonic the Hedgehog, like Mario games like that. I'm just like, oh, I used to play this with my brother. So like that kind of reminds me of him, and he was an athletic type of dude. So I love like watching men do athletic things, like running and oh my god, like football. It's just like yeah. So he kind of just he hangs around that way.
That's amazing that all these things have shaped you to be the person you are today. You're a helpmate, you're an empath, you're growing yourself every day. So when you started to read these books and started to watch Kevin Samuels, what was the first thing you realized within your new relationship that you tried that actually worked and said, you know what, I'm on to something?
Well, I will say I had to first. I had I moved. I lived in California when I think I first learned about Kevin. And I realized I wasn't having the best dating prospects out there. So I did a 7-day water fast. It was something I learned about and just did it randomly. Talk with your doctor first. I only drink water, didn't eat anything.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that too. Go ahead.
and I got this vision to move to Atlanta. And so I moved to Atlanta. I think I've been here about 4 years and I just met my guy in September. We made it official in October. We're having a baby and God knows what else is gonna happen. It's moving super fast. And I feel at peace with that. Um,
That's amazing. I'm all smiles for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I will say along the journey of like the fasting and like watching the different videos from so there was a video of Kevin and he talked about this lady Mina Irfan. She's Pakistani and she has courses on helping women to be more feminine. Her Instagram and stuff is the Universe Guru. She has an amazing book called Lady Balls. How to be savagely successful in a world addicted to suffering. That's a lot. Rewind it if you want to hear it again.
How to be
and
savagely, how to be savagely
successful
successful in a world full of suffering.
in a world addicted to
Oh, a
suffering.
world addicted to suffering. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, journal that comes with it too. So I took many of her courses and things of that nature. And she just helped me release a lot of the anger that I had towards life, or instance molestation I had been through as a young adult, or some SA that I had experienced just at different points in life. Uh, I don't want to say it, but you know what that means.
Yeah.
And I had to clear all of this negative like energy that I had about men, all of these negative thoughts. I went to a conference maybe 2 Decembers ago, and it was like talking about healing your feminine and masculine energy. And I actually ended up like just telling my whole life story, and they used it for promo for different things. So I kind of went viral around that time too, just saying like I have this massive mistrust for men, and I don't know if I can trust men to be what I need them to be because I didn't see anybody doing those type of things in my community. And he was telling me like, if you like rid yourself of all of these things, you will only attract positive people into your life. That's all you'll see, that's all you'll know. Great sounding things, wonderful things, and at the same time true and not true, because the light still attracts everything.
Yeah.
So I had to get really good about discerning who wanted me for the light, who were wasps, who, I had to see
Not
what's
wasp.
going on here. You don't want to get stung,
Yeah,
okay?
right. I understand that.
But I like that. Oh, I love that. You won't know who a wasp is, or like your hero,
Hmm.
whatever. Um, so like one of the things that I learned is just to be vocal about the gratitude that I had, more vocal about how I actually felt about the person, like the emotions that I have. So if when my guy when we first met and he brought me flowers, I was, oh my gosh, I love these flowers. Thank you so much. And I gave him the biggest, warmest hug. And he's like, I'm gonna bring her flowers every time. Well, come on in, because I like flowers.
It's good. That's
But I
good.
be comfortable expressing what I desired in order to give him the opportunity to give those things to me to be my hero. Because from what I understand, all men want to be their woman's hero. Maybe not everybody's hero, but they want to be the hero in the eyes of their woman. They want to make her happy. They want to make sure she's good. And a lot of women don't know how to receive. So then if they give us something, we might not be like, oh my gosh, I love this. Because maybe in the past, somebody was love bombed and whatever, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I have to say what I like. So he knows what I like and does more of it. I have to thank him for those things. I have to be open and honest about my true feelings about everything, whether it's positive or negative. I had to learn how to say negative things in a kind way that he could still hear me and feel respected and appreciated. I had to learn what disrespect looked like to a man. Because a lot of the time, it's things that women don't necessarily think about. Like, me and my girlfriends, we could have two different conversations at the same time and be like, oh my God, and we hear each other like, what? Fine, no. But if I'm doing that with him, oh, you're not listening to me. Like, I don't like that. Like, you're cutting me off. I'm like, what? What? I do this with my friends. Oh, it doesn't work with men. Okay, let's stop. Let me listen and wait. And is he done talking? Is he done? Is he done yet? No? Okay. Okay, and then respond. So it's just learning learning how to communicate what I love and being more vocally appreciative, learning how to not have disagreements, but um, what's a better word? Because I don't like that. Difficult conversations,
Hmm.
and actually, scratch that, not even difficult, crucial conversations.
Crucial. Like that.
Crucial.
Now that you're about to be a mother to be to a healthy baby,
Thank you.
how much are you going to spend preparing, whether it's a son or a daughter, for them to have this kind of communication and relationships in the future? Because from where you came from, they didn't have these conversations. From where I came from, they didn't have these conversations. But in other communities, in some cultures, it's already ingrained in the culture. If you watch Kevin Samuels, he speaks about maybe Spanish women, how they always bring their food and their plates to their fathers, which teaches them how to be of service in the household to a man. We may have not gotten these things in some of our communities. We may have gotten different training, a different type of love. Where are you at with teaching that in the communication part?
Well, I have to be the first one to show that to them with their father or with all people that I interact with,
Like that.
whether it be strangers or whatever. Like, I am the teacher, and they're not always going to listen to what I say. They're going to watch what I do. So I got to make sure I does the damn thing
Mm-hmm.
every day. I'm reading different books on like healthy parenting. I watch videos all the time about communication and like how to respond to like toddlers who are freaking out and just giving them like, okay, I hear that you want to do that. I wish we could do that too, but right now we have to go back home. Let's go to the car. Can you race me? Not like get your ass in the car. That don't work.
Well,
Don't
I
work.
think you could pull out and get your ass in the car maybe once or twice in a blue moon,
But okay,
just to let
not
them know.
right away.
Yeah, just to let them know that it's like, oh wait, who's that? Yeah, you don't want to meet that person, okay?
Yeah,
Now,
like
please get in
don't
the
do it.
car and we'll go about our way.
Yeah, but not like constantly,
No.
like because I've seen that where that's the only way that people talk to their children, and then they'll grow up and they're like, I don't know why they keep dating people that call them bees and ho-. You called them that. They're getting that from you. I don't know why these kids is cussing and fuss. You be cussing and fussing every day of the month of the week. They're
I,
learning it from you.
I definitely have been gentle with my son, but there are times on purpose where I actually curse him out. I just turn into a whole because he needs to know that this type of energy exists beyond our doors, and he has to know that I'm capable of having that energy, and he has to have respect enough. My his dis my disappoint his ability to think that I'm going to be disappointed should be range further than anything he has in life.
Absolutely.
My dad's disappointment. I can't let my dad be disappointed in me. But then I also have to do diligence of make sure I keep his trust and do the things I need to do to keep that going. So here you are. You met the guy of your dreams. You were detailed. You prayed about it. You listened to Kevin Samuels. You looked at how much a person makes and where you need to go to make the money. You probably did all these things that he said, right? Like it came into a little bit of in the consciousness, like I need to move where the men are, right? A lot of people are not ready to do that part.
Yeah.
I have one question for you though. When was the last time you felt seen?
Oh my goodness. Saturday. So today is Monday. The last time I felt seen was on Saturday. So we have what we call, well, Bobby has, that's my man. He has what he calls reset days.
Hey, Bobby.
Bobby Strong, Mr. Strong.
Okay,
That's his
sir. How you
acronym.
doing, sir?
Oh, I just love him. And when I tell you, oh my gosh, I am so thankful to have him in my corner. He is so amazing. So we have what we call reset days where he'll do his own thing. I already do my own thing, but and we communicate that like, hey, I was like, I'm going out of town 2 weeks from now, blah 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 blah. Cool. And he's like, yeah, but hey, babe, today's a reset day. I'm gonna, do what I need to do and rest and relax because he drives trucks and things. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, oh, it was really nice. It was like 85 degrees. I was like, oh, I was hoping we could go outside today, but I understand. He called me, hey, babe, what you want to do? You want to go outside? I said, yeah, I want to go outside. Like, what you trying to do? I was like, oh, I heard about this amazing waterfall. Would love to go to this waterfall. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, which one? And I was like, well, I think it starts. I couldn't remember the name. Anyway, long story short, he figured it out. It was like 2 hours away from where he lives, and I'm an hour from him. And at first he's like, okay, well, let's go to this other one. He was like, do you want to see it? I'm like, I don't want to see it. I just want to go. Whichever one you pick is fine with me. And ladies, that's another thing. You don't always have to tell them exactly what you want to do. Like, I want to go to Ruth Chris, and I'm just saying that, whatever. But oh, I'd like a steak. I'd like this. I would love to see a waterfall. And then you let them choose, and then you'll be okay with that choice. As long as he's doing what you asked him to do or suggested, who cares if it's exactly how you want it to be done? That's not going to help you live the best life that you want. If you want those things, you need to plan those things yourself. Because are not mind readers. We're not mind readers for them either. But all I'm saying is you can be open and nice enough to express your desires and allow them to lean in and then fulfill them for you in a way that they do because they're different than us. And that's okay. So I do everything, end up going out there. And he's like, yeah, we're just going to go to the one that you wanted to go to. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm in passenger side. I'm just drinking snack, we're doing the music, having a good old time. And we go to the waterfall. When I tell you this was so amazing, he's like, babe, thanks for suggesting this. This was so fun. I was like, it really was, wasn't it? And we took pictures up there. And this lady was like, oh, you guys are a beautiful couple. I'll take your pictures for you. You don't have to take selfies. And I'm like, no, do it. He's like, oh, you're so crazy. And I'm just like, whatever. We ended up seeing a snake. So then like we made a little fake, I made a little fake like crikey, oh it's a snake. Like I was
Yeah.
just doing, and it was wild. There was this like Indian man sitting there. He's like, oh my god, it's a snake. And I'm like, where? And then I'm like, he saw it, he almost got eaten. And like I'm just having a ball. Like
You're having a great time. You followed the energy in it and it gave you what you needed.
yes. And so, like, the sun is about to go down. He's like, babe, do you want to walk up 400 and some stairs? And I was like, not really. And I was like, do you want to get out of this hick town before the sun go down? He's like, yeah, let's go. So we did. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I had so much fun. Thank you so much. He's like, yeah, it really was fun. And then he told me, he said that he had a dream. He didn't realize it till we got back home. He had a dream months ago that he was at a waterfall with a woman. And he
Mm.
was like, guess it was you. And I was like, I guess so. Shoot. Hey, it's
Mm.
me.
First of all, that's a beautiful story. Round of applause for you guys.
Thank you.
And I
So
think
that one I
that's
just got lost
amazing.
in that.
I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. Mr. Bobby Strong, congratulations. You got your keeper. So two questions I want to ask you. This is the age-old question that everybody asks in relationships, and I want to know if you answer it fast enough. Hey, what do you want to eat? Have you guys figured that out yet? Are you who's the staller in the relationship when it comes to that?
I usually want like steak or tacos. I ain't
So
gonna
so
lie.
you already know. See, Mr. Strong, you got you a good one because most girl, I don't know, I just don't want that.
But I will say this, and I'll keep it
Ah,
short. Part of the masculine and feminine dynamics, again, everybody has them.
break it
But
down.
part of the feminine is like knowing what you don't want, and a part of the masculine is knowing what you do want. So I figure out if men know more of what they want and express what they want, and women know what they don't want, then men can figure out like the best win-win for both of them. I still say
Mm.
that women should know what they want as well, but
Mm.
also like if you know that you don't want something or you would like something, sometimes when we come off, and I'll say this, I'm a northern girl. I live in the South. I'm from suburbs of Philadelphia. I've been around New Yorkers and all the type. We say what we want and we go at it.
Okay.
Southern people, they be like, "Oh, bless your heart," and they really mean something else. So I had to learn. I had to learn how to fit into the community I'm in. So I'm backtracking. But part of me moving to the South was I'm a very curvy woman. And I felt like, okay, cool. Like my body type is not gonna work in California. It's a tough market out there if you want to call it a market.
Okay.
But I'm not ambiguous. I'm a black woman with curves, and people in the South like black women with curves. So let me move where I would have a better
Opportunity in the
opportunity. And
marketplace. You can just leave it. Shout out to Kevin Samuels in the marketplace. Hey,
I hate that he was right on something. I
the
really
marketplace.
do.
That's fine. That's,
Uh, anyway,
y'all hate the
no.
fact that he was right, but he was right. He was right. He's running at a 99% clip right now.
Yeah. And
And
the
on
only thing, like whoever's running his channel now, and we'll get back to it because I can go off all this. Whoever's running his channel took down my favorite video of all time that he had, and it was called Men Should Pay for Everything and Women Should Be Hypergamous. And he was calling both of us out for the things that we do wrong that do not allow us to be in cohesive connection. And
mm,
I'm so mad I can't find it. It was like the best video ever. He has interviews with Vlad that he did that like really show what he wanted for the black community. He had a
oh
lot of
yeah.
aunties that was single, and he didn't want black women to end up that way. His communication style was not cohesive to black women actually listening to him who might be like sensitive or whatever. But like I said, I grew up in the north. They're gonna say what it is, and you're gonna do what it is, or you're just gonna like move on. But people still gonna live their life. So
I think it wasn't consistent to what we got used to of what a message would come from because there are many people who speak way out of pocket to our community and we just take it. But when it comes from someone with a suit on who seems to know exactly what he's talking about, something pristine that for our communities are not used to seeing, there was a rejection there because there was no familiarity. There was only correction, and nobody was faster than him with
right, very
statistics
fast.
and information. Nobody was faster than that man.
Very fast. And I had to actually go back and look at some of the videos he talked to when he talked to younger women on like what they needed to do to get ahead. And he told them, don't date men your own age. Go date somebody over. If you're in college and you dating somebody that's on Greek, you need to date their profiles. Don't date the neos. Date the guys who are already doing emotion and doing what they need to do. You show up like this, you go to these places, you dress like this, you wear your own hair, da da da, da whatever, and present yourself as such. He only talked about one aspect. I had to learn more from the women on how to, really
Mm-hmm.
do what we need. Um, but dang, I was on track and then I'm sorry, I get
No, that's okay. We'll think
oh, you
about
were
the
talking about what you don't want.
yes.
But yeah, I have learned from courses and books that the masculine knows what it wants and women know what they don't want, or feminine knows what it doesn't want. So that way the man can still be the leader because men want to be leaders. So if I tell you, if you ask me where I want to eat and I'm like, well, I don't want tacos, but you want tacos, you're probably gonna be like, okay, well, this is not gonna be a win-win for both of us. So like, let me figure out what else we can do. So even though it's annoying, if you don't want to know what we want to eat, just pick a place and take us.
No, you know what? You know what? Most men want to eat the same thing, and I think that drives y'all crazy. Like we're good, and you know the thing about it is, and what you said about men, we're most men are problem solvers. So we just want to solve the problem and keep it moving. We don't want to have any emotion or affiliates that takes away the stress of our day. Like, okay, what's the problem? Is it finished? All right, I'm going back to doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to get to this place called peace and just make sure these problems are done. I want to rewind back to I want to rewind back to the euphoria and the new recycling of your 7-day water fast.
Mhm.
I did a watermelon water fast, and the reason I did it for 6 days is because I felt that I didn't have enough discipline to start pushing my life in the way I wanted it to be. So I said I need to release this energy and gain some discipline. So the best way I did it was a water fast, and I saw results very soon after that. Tell me where you were in your water fast, what it did for you.
Oh my gosh, it just made
Alexa
things so
off.
much clearer. And honestly, like I had, because we were all, so as a nurse, we worked 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts. So the days that I wasn't working, I was just, I called them conference days. I was watching like 8 hours worth of videos from business moguls and things like that, just trying to learn as much as I could because I'm not eating. So let me feed the other parts of my body. Let me feed myself
That's
spiritually.
interesting. That's something that's a word right there. If I'm not eating, I need to feed the other parts of my body. That was a word. Go ahead.
Thank you. But I had to feed certain things. So I was watching some like business videos. I think I was doing watching hair and makeup videos because that's what I love to do. I just did my hair before we came on camera.
All right.
Uh, okay. So like I was just look all of these things that I needed to know, organization, like simple meals, just things that I needed to know, like eating healthier, maybe some like working out stuff, like whatever I felt like I needed to work on to get to that next level of Keyadom, then that's what I needed to do. Um, but I felt so good. There was one night that like I remember going to the bathroom and it felt like the room was spinning, but I wasn't dizzy. It was weird. And then I was like talking to my friend's dad, who's a Rastafari. He was like, you've been initiated into the spiritual community. You're soul. I said, what? He said, it's all right. I said, okay, cool. Then I noticed when I went to work that week, because I was in Oklahoma at this time, like traveling. I still lived in LA, but I was in Oklahoma for like a couple months. Every day we got like fried food trucks outside and everybody was eating around me and I had to like remove myself because the smell was making me hungry. But when I was at home and I wasn't around all of that, I didn't feel the need to eat. I was okay. So like now that's kind of shaped me where I'm at now. Like I mean I'm pregnant now, so I'm not like fasting crazily because I need to have something. But I'll eat like, okay, let's do fruit this morning, and then we can start eating our protein and stuff after a certain time of the day or whatever. Again, please watch videos, and even though I am a healthcare professional, I'm not a labor and delivery or anything like that. So please talk with your doctors about all of this information
Hmm.
that I'm saying right now. But like, it made me realize when we before we had microwaves and refrigerators, we were not eating all the time. We ate what
Correct.
we got it, and then we survived off of whatever we had, like
Two
water.
days at a time, 3 days at a time.
Yeah,
It's dependent.
and that's what it was. We weren't like, oh, I'm hungry. Let me DoorDash. Let me do this, and then
And
my food gonna
we
be.
had to hunt for our food.
We had to. Well, y'all had to. Thank God for the men had to hunt. Thank you.
Depending on what species, 'cause you know the lionesses they hunt.
That's true. That. Oh my! I wrote a poem about that too when I was younger. Anyway, the journey of the lioness. Um. Yeah, but like, there's just so many things that it makes me realize now. Like, okay, what was food actually doing for me? Was I eating the food because I was hungry? Was I eating because I might have felt sad inside and I need a sweet treat to pick me up? Because like dopamine and food is a real thing. Some people are really food addicts. Um, uh, am I cleaning my plate off because that's what I was told to do? Because I wasn't allowed to get up from the table until I ate all my food, even though these adults put too much food on my plate as a child.
The more
Like
you
it's all
know.
that I had to. like just rid myself of.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I'm so happy that I had that opportunity. I won't do it again, not for that long, but I did it again for 3 days. And then I got a job when I really needed a new job. And I was tired of going back and forth to LA. So, like, fasting in short term or long term, again, talk with your doctor, can really help you get closer to God and really like clear out the noise. Cause like the fog is gone and you're just like, all right, cool. Like, what am I doing right now? What do I need? What am I praying for? And like just really lean on God during those times.
Yeah, your chakras align and you get everything going. So before we get out of here, I got a couple more questions for you. But first, I would love to hear you give some information on what books people should check out, what's something they should read to get themselves aligned. Especially you spoke about the women being better stewards to find the things they need, not just a man, but just channeling the right things.
So again, I will say that Lady Balls book. It's called Lady Balls by Mina Irfan, Irfan, and the subtitle is How to Live a Savagely Successful Life in a World Addicted to Suffering. You can get that in the companion journal. I will also say get The Four Agreements by Don Don Ruiz, I think it is. He has another book called The Mystery of Love. Um, Getting to I Do by Dr. Pat Allen. It talks all about masculine energy and feminine energy and how to present yourself in the marketplace if you want to have a man. Um, and like if you want to be the feminine in the relationship who gets to be loved, cherished, or if you want to be the man who is the provider, the appreciated and the respected, like cool, like do that. But if you are tired of attracting men who want you to take care of everything, read that book today. um, what else? It's like
Don't
42
forget to apply these things too. Don't just read it,
and
apply
apply them and apply them and apply them. Um, there's a book called like 42 First Date Rules by Bruce Bryans. He has a lot of books actually, and it's some of the things that we do as ladies when we are dating can be misread by the masculine as us trying to be bossy and bragging when we think we're literally just sharing our lives. It has nothing to do against them. It's just the way that men are wired. So, like, if you want to talk about your job, you just have to learn how to talk about it in a way that doesn't come off as braggadocious. Or you have to date men that make more than you that don't really care about like you outshining them or whatever. Because you can't control someone else's ego. You can only present your stuff in a way that allows you to be seen and felt as the feminine from your feelings. And I like, this is how much money I make. This is what I do. And I'm the best. Like, that doesn't go well with men. They want to be the best. They don't want you to be the worst, but they also want to know
let me
that,
ask you a question about that. Let's dive into that. I was about to get we were about to get ready to go in a few minutes, but I'm gonna ask you a question.
yeah.
I'm starting to see a different recurrence of females saying, if I'm this successful, I can't date someone upon a lower tier of success. If am a celebrity getting money, I can't date a garbage man. Right?
Mhm.
Let's just use that scenario. Now, what I'm overstanding now is, especially entertainment industry, if we're using entertainment industry, or especially we're using things of real estate and makeup and care and owning your own business, things that women mostly fall into, according to the marketplace of Kevin Samuels. The longevity of those things lasting in perpetuity has a low stint. The garbage man has this garbage job for the next 30 years if he wants to keep it that way.
Mhm.
I think, where are you at with women relying on their 3 to 5 year plan instead of their 20-year plan? Because when the marketplace change, looks change, you get older, you're afforded different things. And I'm not saying that it's a good thing, but what I am saying is this is definitely a man's world. I didn't make it that way, but men do a lot of things to make sure women only get but so far or get but so permission. Let's be honest about that. There's only but so many places you can go in those situations. So where are you at with that?
I will say that you gotta, for women, I will say that you need to look at the long term plan of your life and what you ultimately want to do. Like, I know that I want to be a stay at home mom and I want to raise my kids, and Kevin Samuels helped me be more comfortable with that. Um, and actually lean into that and follow people who follow that rhetoric. So let's say for women, if you are going to date a man that makes less than you, it is paramount that you not talk about how much money you make. Not because it'll make you look bad, but because I can't control his ego. Can't do it. Some guys, if they know you make more money than them, they'll start asking you to pay for stuff. And then they'll get used to you paying for stuff. And then when you start paying for stuff, he's going to look for another woman who makes him feel like a man. So that's why you need to stop talking about how much money you make, how high in demand you are, and all those other things, because you want him to feel like the man who is needed in your life. Men fall in love when they do things for you and you appreciate them for it. Stop telling them that you got it all together, you could do everything, because they're not going to find a reason to be in your life to add to it.
I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna speak for the men's side of that. If a man make,
Some,
uh,
not all,
huh?
some,
Yeah, I'm gonna speak for
some.
some of the men. I, in my opinion, when men make less than women, I don't even think that for the right man it doesn't determine how much she makes. Because if you really look at it, when you're a man who makes a lot and your woman makes less than you still really don't determine how much she makes. Like you really don't look at the factor, but you do look for more problem solving equilibrium situations. For example, he can't pay your car note for you. You're gonna have to pay your car note. And I would tell a woman to go shine if you can afford these things. But if you guys are working together, then nobody thinks about if like this is a marriage situation. Nobody thinks about hey, let's just live off one paycheck and invest the rest so we can have more. It's always his and hers mindset. Like this is mine, this is yours, and we come together and pay this. It depends on how you run your union.
Yeah.
But if you're just dating and she makes more than you, it's like I think real love comes after all the money and after all the things that don't matter. But only time you see that is when we're at do or dire situations like a COVID, like a war, when all that money don't matter no more. It's about protection. It's about spirit. It's about care. It's about respect. And then when it becomes down to that, see, we live in the subterfuge of those things get negated until a serious. Men will break glass in case emergency happens. Some relationships now, because the opportunities that are afforded for women, and which is a great thing. I'm happy for women, but understandably, there are so many jobs that men work
Yeah.
that y'all wouldn't work, especially when you
Yeah.
start traveling internationally. So when you talk about it, there's a whole country where when men send their women out to work and they stay home with the kids,
Oh,
and the
wow.
women send the money back, and that's just the way it is. But the love is still there. I mean, I don't know how we get to that point because we got a lot of hyperbole and we got a lot of things that control our mentalities. But like you said, if you make more than the man, I think you know what. Let's take it a little deeper. I think it's time for people to really do research on what type of life they want to live, right?
Oh,
With
yeah.
with the occupation, right? With the occupation, for example, if you a woman married to a UPS driver, he's not gonna be home a lot. He's gonna miss a lot of soccer debuts. He's gonna miss a lot of stuff. And when he's home, he's probably gonna be resting. And his day off, he's probably gonna sit and relax. He's not gonna really do much because he's broken down. That's just one job, just one aspect of who you're marrying. If you married a doctor, he might be home on certain days. The lifestyle may be great financially and all these things, but he ain't gonna be there. So what type of person you are? I think you need to
Yeah.
go for the person, like you said, what you divest love to be for you and what you need. And
Yeah.
that is the tricky part because all of us are different. Like you said, the habitats change a lot of things.
Yeah, definitely. And like that's something that I want to say that Lady Ball's book talks about. And also in one of her courses, she was saying like she made $275,000 and her husband made 125,000, but she knew when they got married she wasn't going to work. So his 125 was better than her 270 because it wasn't going to exist.
Mm. That's 400 to me.
Right.
That's 400 to me. But see, like my brother tells me all the time, who's the CFO in your relationship? Who's the person that runs the money? Like, and that sounds crazy because an old school guy would tell you, never let a woman know how much you make. And then you got new generation to keep everything separate. But if you run, everybody's saying the marriage is a business, then you have a financial department, and then you got these other departments. Who's running your financial department?
Yeah,
And
there's
that's
one
where
guy.
that's where you're gonna really regulate who you marry and get with because you really realize you put in your trust in your finances and what you guys have to put together. So best of
Yeah.
luck to everybody in their relationships. I hope these things work out for you the best way you know how. But make sure you check out those books Keya was talking about. Now, before
Yeah.
we go, you mentioned this earlier. I did see your Instagram viral clip of you professing how you had a lot of mannish mannerisms and you were very masculine. I'm here today to tell you that where we come from in the northern side, men thought that was attractive until we learned better. We thought being a girl being tough was cool. Some of us do. Some of us still underneath the guise of all of that. But tell me what it's like to have both. Now that you're feminine and masculine, that because I'm sure there are moments where that masculinity comes out and Mr. Strong appreciates your strength in terms of
Yes.
just personality, quirkiness.
Yeah. So I think
Because
when it comes,
I'm saying it's not all bad. They say flush the
no,
masculinity out, but they don't tell women, yeah, you can keep some of it though.
yeah, like masculine, so I wasn't like being rough and tough, like, hey, yo, give me your number. Like, I wasn't doing any of that. But like the masculinity of being decisive, knowing what I want, knowing how to plan things, making things happen very quickly without too much emotional things or like just making decisions quickly and like initiating, that's part of masculine. So we use it every day. Like, women need that type of stuff, or else we'll be sitting in a corner waiting for the prince to come and they're not coming. So, like, women, you need your masculine energy too to give yourself the life and the space of containment so your femininity can thrive. Whether that be going and get your education, getting a job, all of paying your bills, all of those things, that takes initiative and consistency. Exercise takes discipline. Like all of these things take these masculine traits. But in the dating realm, I'm not initiating dates. I was not initiating phone calls with Bobby. I was not paying for things. I was not planning dates. I wasn't doing any of that. I expressed what I desired, and he would make the final decision, and then I would go and have fun and be pretty and thank him for all of the things that he does. So that's where that comes in. But like, what do they say? In your life, you can be masculine by yourself. In your relationship, you need to be the feminine person if that's what you want to be. I desire to be cherished. I know men really want to be respected more than they want to be loved. I want to be loved and cherished. He wants to be respected and admired. And so I, as a woman, had to put my masculinity down when I'm on dates to see if I don't lead, is he going to lead? Because if he's not going to lead, he has to go because I'm not doing it. The way you start a thing is the way it's going to finish. So we must realize that it's okay to sit back on the date that you feel comfortable going on in your neighborhood in the daylight. That you can sit back and allow a man to show you how he leads and how he moves. But if you think you're going to be in a relationship with a masculine man who's going to provide and protect for you, that you are also going to be like, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Don't say it like that. Get cute. Hey, babe, I think that's a great idea. However, today I kind of feel like this. Like, what do you think about this? And then he'll be like,
Oh,
yeah,
honey, yo, whatever
you
you want
know,
to do, whatever you want to do, babe. I got you. You good?
hey,
What you want to
the tone and the energy, and don't do it in sweats with snot coming down. Don't do that. Look good for yourself. Be feminine for yourself. Your life is so much better when you are feminine. People want to help you. I get on a plane. I can't put my bag up. I ask a man to put my bag up. He's excited. Women don't let men do that no more. Hold on. Let me get it for you.
So,
You need to take it down? Yeah.
so,
Sorry. Okay.
no, you good. That was great. Last thing before we go, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put you in this scenario because I was watching some stuff and seeing that a young lady said that seeing a man ask for a discount or using a coupon at dinner or anything is a turnoff for her. So, for example, if a man y'all went out to date and he got the bill and was like, "Yo, I got a coupon for this, 50% off." Why do you think some women feel that's a turnoff that he actually had a coupon for dinner and he just didn't pay for it straight up?
I think that women will see it as a turnoff the way that the man does it. I don't need to know that. You can do that without me knowing. If you know you're going to a specific place, you can let them know when you make the reservation. And you can put it inside the thing and be like, hey, there's something extra in here for you. And they go deal with it. You ain't got to be like, yeah, I got a discount. That's ugly. It's lame. It's really,
There's no cool way of doing it, like Joe Button says, huh? But hey,
you can, but
but
you just don't. It's like if I have to pass gas and I'm in front of you looking cute, you want me to just let it rip right there? You want me to go off in a corner and do it?
so here's the thing. There are a culture of people who dine with coupons like, yo, yeah, I got mine too. I got mine too. It depends on, I think, the set of people you're around. But on a one-on-one dating situation, I don't know, man. I listen. If you right, he could have some tact, but don't y'all want this full transparency? Y'all say full
I think
transparency.
I
Yeah,
think
y'all don't need that one, huh? How they supposed to know what transparent? Because look, there are some guys who don't play the middle ground. They're like, yo, this or this. You want to know that? Hey, babe, we just got 50% off of this. We working, we living. That's tacky. Like, whoa. Like I just saved. We can come back here again. Use the other 50%. Like, what are you talking about?
just fine. I'm just like, okay, first date, first impressions. No.
So when are you passing gas in front of your man
Oh,
then? Yeah.
we started pretty early.
Yeah.
I think he did it first, and I laughed. Like he left the room, and I just heard like a loud word, and then I just started laughing. He was like, "Oh, you heard me?" I said, "Oh, I did it at the same time." When as soon as you left, I let it go. We're comfortable in that space now, but it wasn't until like months into us being in a relationship.
That was great. Well, before we go, please give a shout out to anything you got going on so people can stay in touch with you, your Instagram, the things you're doing, the actual, support of Women's Society and things of that nature. And we would love to stay in contact with you.
Absolutely. So, my name is Keya Stanford. I am the founder of Supported Woman Society, where we believe that love, joy, ease, and is like the epitome of womanhood. It shouldn't be a luxury in a woman's life, it's her birthright. So, follow us on Instagram at Supported Woman Society, woman like singular woman. You can follow me at I'm.Keya, Keya, on Instagram as well. I post stuff on my Supported Woman Society page and working on some other things right now. I'm writing books and things just about how to be the art of being cared for, because a lot of women don't know that receiving is the thing that men need from us. When we receive you and we appreciate you for the things that you do, you guys fall in love. And a lot of women don't know how to receive because they don't want to be burdens on someone. But that's not how masculine men see us. So follow for more. And like if you need to email me, you can email join at Supported Woman Society and ask questions, and I would love to communicate with you.
Quick question. Are you life coaching?
I am not at the moment, and we're getting there.
All right. Soon to come. Soon to come, she will be life coaching and her last name will be Strong.
That is so interesting. Come on, you independent women, and stop being strong from Mrs. Strong. That's so wild. That is so
Speak
funny.
it into the future. Hey, I'm Sheen. Make sure you check out all platforms. This is Urban Sands Podcast slash Solutions for Her, because we really just talk relationships today. It wasn't really about taking it across the board internationally. It's more like dialing into yourself and see what you need spiritually in your relationships and how to find good things in places that you go to find them in the
Can I say one more
marketplace.
thing before we ended?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Women, I want you to know that the desires God put into your heart are not coming from nowhere. Please lean into those desires. Ask God to help you understand where those desires from and then connect with him, because he is your ultimate provider. Everything that you need in life right now, if you feel like you're afraid to lean into your feminine because it's not safe, know that God is your ultimate masculine provider. He will always have your back no matter what. And if you don't believe that, look back at all the things he brought you through already. That's track record enough. Trust him, lean on him, and let him guide you through this entire process, just like he did with our sister Esther in the Bible. Love you guys.
Oh, that was great. I want to say one more thing too, because you made me think of something. You could have the last word. I want you to say something after me. I want you to have the last word. Do women often pull on the coattails of other married women? Do they often talk and have these conversations? Because when men are about to do something like marriage, or whether they're loners or not, they kind of seek counsel to get what's going on. They kind of dive in information. And what I've seen from many women, especially single women that I know, they kind of just wing it throughout centuries. They just wing it. And I don't see them. I knew, you have your women's conference about women empowerment and girl, love yourself and do this. But I never really see them talk about how to be a wife, how to, or pull on the coattails of maybe their woman friend who's married, and you see attributes in their husband that you might like, not like attraction, but just respect, and maybe ask them, hey, do you have somebody that's kind of like in the veins of this avenue that I'm going on, conversations to be had? Do you think women do that often? Because I don't see it in my rapport, but I would love to see more women pull on the coattails of other married women to get the real spill of what it takes to be a wife, a good one at that.
Right. So I will say that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So, like for me, I sought out information and I started following like happily married people and connecting with the work that they did. But I had to make sure that what they said was like resonating with me. Because I will tell you this, there are a lot of women who are married and they are not happy. So the
Mm-hmm.
advice that they will give you will render you the outcomes that they have.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure that the women you are talking to are actually glowing, they're happy, they're excited to go home to their husband, they're excited when their husband comes home. I'm not going to take advice from any woman who looks ran down and beat down.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, because their idea of wifedom might come from a different ideology where you have to sacrifice yourself for everybody else to thrive. That is not the ideology that I have, and I don't suggest anybody go that route because those women are tired. And they don't like anything about anybody. So go talk to happily married women
No,
to
no,
learn what
I
to
agree.
do and read. There's a book that I read recently called The Surrendered Wife. I can't remember her. Laura Doyle, Doyle. She has a book called The Surrendered Wife. She also has a book called Surrendered Singles. Haven't read that one because I'm trying to be a wife. I don't need to be a surrendered single. So lean into those things and build communities with those people, and they will take you under their wing. And most of them are just going to tell you to like, what do you like to do? Do you know who you are, and like, what do you think a wife needs to do? What the things are that are stopping you from wanting to be married, and let's attack those things. Let's write out something opposite. If you think that marriage is slavery and all that other stuff, no, let's write a new script. Marriage is a place where I get to thrive and be great in my life and my husband's life. Like there's so many ideologies that we have to switch around like marriage just because of what some other people have been through.
And I will say this from the men's perspective: most men who are into their purpose and they have a wife who helps them, they make sure they regulate their lives to make sure the wife goes out and gets what they need to be the best version of themselves. A man has no problem sacrificing what he has so his wife can go get what she wants to be. But that initial sacrifice from the woman to deal with the man when he finds his purpose so he can solve the problems, the mass problems of the family, how to feed, what the structure looks like. Once he gets that going, he will turn around and provide a lane to whatever avenue he has. Just for an example, if a man is wealthy and you wanted to be a singer, he will fund your singing career. Like just he will do that once he gets a hold of the reins of what's going on, and once you pour into him a little bit more. And I hear many women say, "Oh, we have to be your therapist, we have to be your mother, we have to be all of these things." You don't think he has to be that for you? He's your protector. He's your father. He's your brother. He talks to you. He's all those things too. It's just that he's made to solve problems. You're made to nurture. That's two different superpowers that we don't understand, that we don't have. I mean, we can dive into them a little bit, but the main course of the meal comes from those two things that arguably are just the main pieces of what we need. And say that again.
I would say absolutely. And I was
Abs-
going to say, women, if you want to know what type of man that you need to be with, please read The Way of the Superior Man by David Data. Because everything that you might be hearing from wives that you need to do to be that helpmate for a husband, I need you to think about the actual men that are going to do the things that you need them to do in your life, the men that are going to be the most amazing men to you. And if you don't know what that looks like, go read that book. That helped me weed out who was it and who was not.
One more question for you. Maybe you've said the book already. What about the women who've been single or the men who've been single so long they don't know how to consider other people? They're not selfish by just who they are. They just self because of the lifestyle they've been living. Like they don't think about nobody else. They just go out and do something. And now they get in a relationship and now these habits got to change because there's someone else there. What can help them get to that recourse? Because sometimes women and men are single for so long, and a single man and a single woman are two different. They live two
Yeah.
different lifestyles. Like they really do. Like, and sometimes when suddenly things come along, like you said for yourself, it happens so fast. How do you change to two instead of one?
Mm-hmm. So I would say Getting to I Do by Dr. Pat Allen. She talks about how to figure out which of the energies that you want to be in a union or a relationship, and then how you can become engaged within a year if you follow what she says. And a lot of women have followed that, and a lot of women have gotten that result. Or they learned very early that somebody was not for them and they didn't get heartbroken because they weren't fully in love with that person yet before realizing that this man doesn't have a mission that I can follow. Because honestly, we're supposed to be more connected and committed to the mission than the man. That's why we need to make sure if that man has a mission first.
Oh, man, without a purpose, he's supposed to work the land first. Thank you, Miss Keya. So much, so much. I appreciate everything you said today, all the books and knowledge and information. How do you feel about today?
I feel wonderful. I thank you for having me on. You are amazing. I thank you. This was a breath of fresh air. I feel so energized.
Well, I want to say shout out to your beautiful union. Shout out to your waterfall dates, to the new precious family you guys are creating. I'm serious. Things, growth, and prosperity in your life. And this has been Solutions for Her / Urban Sands. And peace and blessings to everyone. And continue to grow. If you need to contact me or Keya, you know where to find us. And we hope that you leave some comments and have some introspective conversations. We'll be in the comments. We'll check it out. Peace and blessings.
Cause I'm out the ordinary. Out the ordinary.